person initial.
Right now at 5, it is the unofficial start of the summer holiday. Travelers are beach-bound.
And millions of those travelers are on the road, and of course, there are some big backups.
And it's just as crowded in the air this Memorial Day weekend. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Roz Abrams.
I'm Ernie Anastos. It's an annual ritual. The holiday getaway begins no matter what direction you head to tonight. It is really a mess out there. We have a live team coverage. Christine Sloan at the beach, Hazel Sanchez at the airport, Audrey Puente with the weather, and a look at the roads from Chopper 2. Let's begin with Joe Bierman over a giant backup on the Garden State Parkway. Whoa, Joe.
Well, Ernie, we can tell you this is the biggest backup so far that we've seen in a long time. Southbound Garden State Parkway. You're going to be at a slow crawl from exit 140 all the way down over the Raritan Bridge to the Raritan tolls and through those tolls where they have the new toll pattern. It is about a 20-mile delay from Union all the way down through Woodbridge. It's an average of about 10-15 miles an hour. There have been numerous stalls because of the warm weather. The state police just pushed a stalled Corvette off the Raritan Bridge crossing there. Now your alternates at Route 9, that's heavy. That'll be a better choice. Route 35, you may want to try that. They have that brand new bridge that replaces that Little Victory swing bridge. That is moving the best at this point. We'll keep you updated as we cruise around back to the studio.
We thank you, sir. Many of those people on the Garden State Parkway are heading to the Jersey Shore for the unofficial start of the summer season. CBS 2's Christine Sloan continues our team coverage live from Long Beach Island. Christine, it's beautiful out there.
It's absolutely gorgeous, Roz, and good afternoon. You know, when it comes to beach erosion, this beach has seen its share. We're standing on beachfront property, but if you take a look behind me, it looks more like a cliff. But that's not keeping folks away from the sand.
We're just hanging at the beach, playing.
The Sweeney family tried to beat the holiday traffic, getting to Brant Beach early.
We're probably gonna go out swimming and boogie boarding.
When it gets warmer, huh?
Yeah.
And what about you?
I'll probably just hang out with my friends and go swimming.
But as beachgoers take their dips in the water and their spots in the sand, they may be seeing lots of rentals, but less and less beach this summer.
Like last year down by that pink house, it almost washed out. That's like a bad area.
In Brant Beach, this week's nor'easter has taken a beating on the shoreline, eating away at the sand.
Looks like a bit of a cliff, and you really can't walk in from wherever you want. You have to go to an area where there's a slope. Like here, they have it taped off with yellow.
Initially, when the replenishment project was done, the entire jetties were covered with sand.
In Bradley Beach, they've spent years trying to save their beaches.
We built over a mile of dunes. There's over 25,000 or 30,000 Christmas trees buried underneath this dune grass.
Now this beach also has a project. They keep pushing back the sand, but a lot of landlords tell us that their rentals are down this year. They're just hoping for good weather this weekend. We're live in Brant Beach. Christine Sloan, CBS 2 News. Roz, back to you.
Christine, thank you very much. From the roads to the air, plenty of folks are headed to the airport. Some are there already, or they may be even on a flight even as we speak. Joining us live from Newark Liberty Airport is CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez. Hazel, just how busy is it?
Well, Roz, it's been busy here all day long, so if you thought that the best way to avoid holiday travel headaches was to avoid the roadways and take to the friendly skies, well, you might want to think again. The DOT says that on average, 1 out of every 4 flights is being delayed or canceled. Some of the worst delays this weekend are expected here at Newark Liberty International Airport and LaGuardia. Travelers at LaGuardia were stuck in long ticket lines and also long lines at security checkpoints. The DOT says more and more people are traveling every year, and it is evident at our airports.
Today, we expect to have about 95,000 customers fly in and out of Newark Liberty International Airport. Overall, for the weekend, it's about a 2% increase over our normal holiday period, our normal weekend period. But the Friday has a preponderance of the travelers, and so we're up quite a bit today. So you can expect the airport to be a little more crowded than usual on a Friday.
Now, the DOT says flight delays now average about 52 minutes. But let's look at the bright side. With the traffic being as bad as it is on the roadways right now, holiday travelers will need all the time they can get to catch their flight. We're live at Liberty International Airport. Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News. Ernie, back to you.
Use that time well. Thank you, Hazel. And of course, as we said, the roads are as crowded as the skies. Adrienne Watson has a look at the problem spots for drivers. Hello, Adrienne.
Good afternoon, Ernie, and good afternoon, Roz. Well, who's trying to get out of the city? Let's take a look right now at the Lincoln Tunnel. Let's talk about what is happening at our crossings. The Lincoln Tunnel is going to be a 30-minute delay in both directions. The Holland Tunnel is 45 out. George Washington Bridge, huge delays getting outbound. The FDR Drive delays begin in the 20s. They go all the way up to the George Washington Bridge with an accident squeezed in by the Triborough. Your west side delays begin at the 50s and they go up to the George Washington Bridge. All right, once you're out of the city, where do you go? Here's the New Jersey Turnpike, and that has a 16-mile delay heading southbound from Interchange 9 all the way down to Interchange 8. So you're going to have some hefty delays on the Turnpike, along with 800,000 customers driving that particular roadway today. If you're trying to make your way to the Grand Central Parkway, traffic coming at us is going eastbound, and here is an accident, of course, right across from LaGuardia Airport, so you need to give yourself lots of extra travel time. If you are headed to the airport, get there at least 2 hours in advance. Roz and Ernie, back to you.
And you need plenty of snacks in the car to keep you occupied, right?
Great idea.
Thank you, Adrienne. All right, when you finally get to that beach or the cookout, what will the weather be like? Meteorologist Audrey Puente is here now with a holiday forecast. Audrey.
Good evening, Ernie. We are expecting a relatively nice weekend for our Memorial Day holiday, but some spots may need those umbrellas handy, especially out towards our north and to the west. Look at our Viper radar shows thunderstorms popping out around northeast Pennsylvania, heading into the Hudson Valley, and they're moving in an eastward direction. So Monticello is going to see a good thunderstorm in the next few minutes, as well as over towards Poughkeepsie and Newburgh. They should all cross the Hudson River, heading towards Putnam and Westchester counties. The National Weather Service has now issued a severe thunderstorm watch for the counties in northeast Pennsylvania. We'll flip over to the other map, as well as Sullivan County. This is in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. We don't have any of the watches or warnings in effect right now for the rest of the tri-state area, but we are expecting better weather for everyone as we go through the weekend. I'll tell you all about it in your full forecast coming up. Roz?
I can hardly wait. Thank you, Audrey. High-flying stunt planes caused quite a stink in Far Rockaway today. Residents reported a strong smell of gas in the air this afternoon. Well, you see, it turns out the Thunderbirds and other military jets were flying in the area, brushing up for this weekend's Jones Beach Air Show. One school on Beach 72nd Street had to be evacuated. 6 kids were treated for exposure to jet fumes. Stay with CBS 2 throughout the weekend for continuing coverage of the holiday getaway. And for up-to-the-minute weather and traffic information, you can log on to our website all weekend long at cbsnewyork.com.
In other news, and a surprise development, both sides rested a short time ago in the Michael Jackson molestation trial. That now clears the way for closing arguments. For the latest, we go live to Manuel Gallegos in Santa Maria, California. Manuel.
Well, Ernie, we thought this was just going to be another day in the Michael Jackson trial, but then jurors ended up seeing a video that could be potentially damaging to the defense, and both sides of lawyers surprised everyone by resting. Before both sides rested in the Michael Jackson case, jurors watched an hour-long video of Jackson's accuser when he was 13. The boy, dressed in denim shorts, was soft-spoken, sometimes fidgety, as he told investigators for the first time about how Jackson encouraged him to drink wine, how they slept in the same bed. Then he talked about being molested by Jackson at Neverland. He was withdrawn, sullen, with his head down. The jurors were told by the judge to only look at the boy's demeanor.
The tape is important because the defense has claimed that the boy was rehearsed, that he was scripted.
It was thought the defense was going to bring the boy back to question him after the tape was played. But then they surprised everyone by resting their case right after the prosecution did.
This is each side's chance to put the puzzle together. Let the jury step back and see the portrait that they've painted and see whether they buy it or they don't. This is a case that could be won or lost in closing argument.
Closing arguments may begin as soon as Wednesday. Now, courtroom observers say that after that video was played, the jurors held their heads down and looked stone-faced. And Michael Jackson apparently was stunned when both sides rested their cases. And Roz, closing arguments, analysts say, will be critical, especially in a case like this. Back to you.
Thank you, Manuel. The wreckage of a helicopter shot down over central Iraq was removed from the crash site today. The military says small arms fire brought the chopper down yesterday. The 2 crew members were killed. A second helicopter managed to return safely to base. The armed reconnaissance helicopters were flying support missions for combat operations. President Bush was in Annapolis, Maryland today talking to new naval officers about the ongoing fight against terrorism.
Hip, hip! Hip, hip!
Oh, it was a familiar sight of joy and excitement as the class graduated. President Bush delivered the commencement address to the cadets, but a lot has changed since the last time he did it right before 9/11.
You're the ones who will take up their mantle, carry on their fight, and ensure the triumph of liberty in the century ahead. You're now part of the greatest force for freedom in the history of the world, the Armed Forces of the United States.
Bush also commented on the base closure, saying it will help provide the military with the tools to fight terrorism.
Well, Fleet Week provided Marines the chance to go to Ground Zero today to remember those who lost their lives on 9/11. 250 members of the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit who are back from Iraq ran a formation line to Lower Manhattan. At Ground Zero, they stood at attention as prayers were offered.
It is on this very spot that the first shot of the war that we are all now participating in was fired. For many of you, I'm quite certain that you are now in the military, in the Marine Corps, because of what happened right here.
And the Marines' visit ended with 3 of their own wounded in Iraq laying a wreath. Fleet Week ends on June the 1st.
All right, we're going to radically change gears. Here we go again. Yankees-Red Sox round 3. Boston is in town for a 3-game weekend series with the red-hot Yankees. And that is where Chris Raggi joins us now. He's at Yankee Stadium. Chris.
Yeah, it's like I'm on vacation already. What a way to start off the holiday weekend. Yankees, Red Sox from here in the Bronx. The Yankees red hot and getting a start tonight from Randy Johnson. It's the 3rd time Randy will start against the Red Sox this season. Right now, he's 1-1. Like I said, the Yankees, they've won, 15 of 17. The Red Sox, not as hot. But who knows what's going to happen tonight. All I can tell you is that when these two teams meet, anything's possible. The last time the Yankees and Red Sox got together, a Fenway Park fan hit Gary Sheffield in the face.
Gary Sheffield gets the ball and now in an altercation with a fan.
The last time they met here in the Bronx, Mariano Rivera was booed off the Yankee Stadium mound. A lot has changed since April. The Yankees stumbled to an 11-19 start and were 9 games out of first place on May 7th. But then the Bombers caught fire. They've won 15 of 17 to pull within 4.5 games of first place. And with last night's win, they took over 2nd place from the Sox by a half game. The Bombers are rolling.
Ball is gone.
The Red Sox are sputtering. They've lost 7 of 11, and their ace, Curt Schilling, could be out for 3 months. Let's call it a World Series hangover in Boston.
You can't only think the games you play against Boston are the important ones. Every game you put on the win side is important. And we've been good.
The team is in a good state of mind, but I think, the key is to stay focused, stay grounded, and keep a blue-collar approach and not get ahead of ourselves.
Including tonight, the Yankees and Red Sox play 13 more times before the end of the regular season. But no matter where these teams sit in the standings today, the Yankees won't be able to officially reverse the curse until October.
The Boston Red Sox have won the pennant.
Yankee fans hate seeing that video right there. We'll have arrivals in tonight's lineups coming up during sports at 6. Right now, let's go back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, coming up now in Health Watch, the amazing new medical technology that doctors are using to help diabetics avoid amputation, and you'll see how it works.
And take a look at this. Caught on tape, frightening moments as a horse falls off a stage. We'll show you what spooked him.
Also, a disturbing attack in a New Jersey park made even more shocking by the identity of the suspect and the identity of the victim. The story's coming up.
Closed caption is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving you forward. Our firefighters being told to slow down response times. At 6, stunning accusations from the fire commissioner. Now the mayor speaks out. Plus, Maury Alter takes you to new heights.
This could be the high point of your Memorial Day weekend.
Next at 6.
Still deciding where to take that vacation? I'm Linda Lopez. Saturday morning starting at 6. The hot spots for summer fun on the Jersey Shore.
Plus, textiles, Tony's Table, and your weekend weather. Wake up to CBS 2 News Saturday morning starting at 6.
It's easy to forget how scary the whole thing was.
It was a real test for New York.
People were worried. It was a sad time.
People didn't know if they were going to have a job.
People didn't know what to expect next.
We were in a fiscal crisis. New York City took a big hit.
I, Michael R. Bloomberg, do solemnly swear. I remember it was a very cold day when I gave my inaugural speech. My mother, she held the Bible when I got sworn in. The smoke was still coming out of the World Trade Center. Conventional wisdom was people were going to leave the city in droves.
He had to deal with a city that was going through one of its worst crises ever. And he established himself immediately as a strong and effective leader.
Mayor Bloomberg came in, balanced the budget, kept the city running.
Little by little, it just started to turn around.
It's booming in our community now. I'm hiring people back. I'm buying new equipment.
I see the economy coming back. I think not only Manhattan has come back, but all the boroughs have come back.
Sometimes people forget, as a city, where we were.
Mayor Bloomberg has led us through some pretty tough times.
Mayor Bloomberg has security and crime under control. It's definitely safer.
He has good ideas for the future.
Crime is down. We have more jobs. We did good, trusting. I think we really did the right thing in giving him a shot.
This is the Civic Value Package from Honda. And this is a gallon of regular unleaded gasoline. The Civic can get up to 38 miles on just one of these. And with a full tank, the Civic has a range of up to 500 miles. Given the rising cost of gasoline these days, we just thought you'd want to know. The remarkably efficient Civic Value Package from Honda. Now you can lease a Civic Value Package for $159 a month for well-qualified buyers.
A shocking crime made even more shocking by the identity of the suspect.
Police say that a man tried to attack a jogger in Monmouth County's Union Beach. And as CBS 2's John Slattery reports now, the defendant, who was in court today, is a vice president for a major bank.
Because of the nature of the charges, cameras were not allowed in court. But the defendant is a vice president of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, 39-year-old John D. Kelly of Jersey City. He's charged with attempted sexual assault and lewdness. His intended victim, say prosecutors, an unidentified woman who is a police officer who was off duty and out for a Sunday run. It happened in Union Beach on May 15th. Police say the officer was jogging here on the Henry Hudson Nature Trail. Prosecutors say it was along here where John Kelly, who was naked, hid in the bushes until the female officer in her early 30s just happened along.
He approached her in a menacing fashion. She immediately withdrew from her jogging shorts a can of pepper spray and a cell phone and ordered him to halt.
She dialed the cell phone to her own department while the prosecutor says Kelly, wearing only a condom, put on jogging shorts and ran to his car with the officer in pursuit.
When she got up to the vehicle, he had concealed the license plate with the T-shirt that he was carrying.
He says the officer pulled the shirt away as the car drove off. The plate number registered in Florida. The car had been rented that day at Newark Airport. Kelly was sought and surrendered yesterday. He's held on $200,000 bond. His employer had no comment. Kelly's attorney says his client never intended sexual assault.
If that evidence is as they state, it sounds much more like the crime of lewdness as opposed to attempted sexual assault.
Officials say over the last 27 months, Kelly has rented 100 cars in 18 cities. Police in those cities are being contacted to see if Kelly might be a suspect in similar crimes. In Freehold, John Slattery, CBS 2 News.
Coming up in your 2 cents, with gas prices rising, you may want to make sure you get what you pay for at the pump. We're going to tell you what to watch out for.
And then an animated movie with some familiar voices. Jess Cagle reviews Madagascar.
What day is it? It's Friday.
Is the IRS keeping you up at night? Are you afraid of losing everything? Don't let the IRS control your life.
Hello, I'm John Harris, president of J.K. Harris & Company. The IRS can attach your wages, your pension, your savings, even your Social Security checks. If you owe back taxes, you could qualify to reduce your tax debt by as much as 85%.
Call the IRS experts at J.K. Harris now for your free confidential tax settlement analysis.
Call 1-800-893-0342.
Isn't it about time someone took an axe to New Jersey's state budget?
I'm Steve Lonigan. As mayor, I froze spending, cut debt, and kept taxes below inflation. As governor, I'll do the same. Fight for small businesses and suburban taxpayers. By cutting state spending, reducing taxes and regulations, and protecting home rule. My opponents think Trenton can solve our problems. They're wrong. Trenton is the problem, not the solution.
Steve Lonigan for governor. It's time for a change. Time for a conservative change.
CBS this summer, 16 aspiring designers will enter the world of Tommy Hilfiger.
And I'm looking for that creative genius.
He'll challenge them in ways that seem impossible.
We're going to recreate the Cotton Club and Studio 54.
And only one will join his billion-dollar fashion empire.
I'm in a position to lead this team.
How far will they go to capture the American dream?
We're going to knock Tommy's socks off.
You get what you need. The Cut premieres CBS Thursday, June 9th.
We'll take this one.
It's Macy's Memorial Day sale going on now with super savings on every mattress from Sealy, Simmons, Stearns & Foster, Spring Air, and Hotel. Get a Simmons queen set for just $299 and get free delivery, setup, and pickup with your purchase of $699 or more. Macy's, way to shop.
It's go time at Toyota's nationwide sales drive with phenomenal selection at every turn. You can win huge on these SUV lease deals. Lease a RAV4 for just $209 a month. Highlander for $259 a month. 4Runner for $299 a month. Or Sequoia for just $399 a month. Toyota's nationwide sales drive is on now, owning the winner's circle. Now that's moving you forward.
News is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving you forward.
As millions hit the roads for a long weekend, they are filling up the pump. With prices on the rise, how do you know you're not getting ripped off? CBS 2's Kirsten Cole has some answers in your 2 cents. Kirsten.
Roz, more than 37 million of us are going to hit the road this weekend, according to AAA, and that is despite the fact that gas is up about 6 cents a gallon from this time last year. What you may not know is inspectors are out this holiday weekend, too, making sure you're not getting hosed.
Fill her up. New Yorkers are getting a jump on Memorial Weekend travel. And while feeding your tank still hurts your wallet, at least there's a very good chance you'll be getting exactly what you're paying for.
This 93 pump right here is dispensing exactly 5 gallons.
In an effort to prevent drivers from getting hosed at pumps in the 5 boroughs, the Consumer Affairs Compliance Unit hit the streets today, checking to make sure your gas isn't watered down, that you get the exact octane grade you're looking for, and that pumps dispense exactly the amount shown on the meter.
Compliance is at 98%, so we're out there making sure that New Yorkers are protected at the pump.
Inspectors here were checking out a complaint that a consumer had been shorted the last time he filled up, and they make the rounds at all 1,200 gas stations in the city.
And it's outrageous. The gas prices alone is outrageous, and for them to rob us on top of that, it's unbelievable, you know? So I think it's a good thing to check them out.
For me, it sounds good that, you know, someone else is really looking at, you know, make sure I'm not being charged an over, you know, a quarter over on every gallon.
This owner's inspection proved his pumps weren't ripping anyone off.
We are doing the right thing. I mean, we got nothing to hide.
And for those stations that are shorting customers on the amount they're pumping, inspectors usually find it could all be prevented if they checked and calibrated their own pumps daily, as required by law.
Basic laziness on the part of the station owner and the improper maintenance violation that occurs because of it.
Now, each and every gas station gets at least 1 or 2 surprise visits during the year from Consumer Affairs, and if you ever think you might be getting ripped off at the pump in New York, you can call 311 to lodge a complaint, and they will send out an investigator to check things out. Roz and Ernie.
Fill it up.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, 5:22 on this Friday. Let's check out some of the stories coming up tonight on CBS 2 News at 6.
Let's go up to Mary Calvi in the newsroom. Mary.
Roz and Ernie, thank you. Firefighter response times in New York City are getting longer. Find out who's pointing fingers at 6. Also, why a New York City police lieutenant walked backwards into court, plus the charges he's facing, and why dozens of teenagers were arrested in Westchester. I'll see you at 6. Ernie, Roz.
Thank you, Mary.
Time now for another check of the forecast.
Let's check it out. Audrey Puente is here right now. Keep it coming, Audrey. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it sure is. And it's a great day to be out at Yankee Stadium, of course, Ernie and Roz. We have beautiful conditions out there as well as throughout most of the tri-state area. Some of us, though, are getting a few showers right now, and they are moving off towards the east. We're going to show you those in just a moment on our radar. But with all the sunshine that came around the tri-state area today, we made it to a high of 79 degrees in Central Park. That felt really good today. Normally about 74, so we're 5 degrees above normal for once lately. The record down the state was 96. That was back in 1880. Right now, temperatures are relatively warm for this time of year. We're in the 80s in parts of our inland locations, like in Newark, New Jersey right now at 83 degrees. Ridgewood is coming in with 82. And as you take a turn out towards the east, the south-facing shorelines across Long Island and Connecticut, a little bit cooler. Over there, temperatures are mostly into the 60s, with Mattatuck at a cool 62 degrees. Mostly sunny throughout the day today, but now we're firing up some showers and some thunderstorms across northeast Pennsylvania and heading into the Hudson Valley. Right now we're experiencing rain and showers across Monticello, heading across Sullivan County into Ulster and Dutchess, and we'll be crossing the Hudson River, heading across points like Putnam County as well as into northern Westchester over the next hour or two. This is part of a weak cold front that's moving through the area, so we'll leave in the chance for just some scattered evening thunderstorms, especially north and west, for the next couple of hours. The rest of the night should be quiet. Tomorrow, more of the same. We'll see plenty of sunshine, and once again, we'll fire up those afternoon showers probably north and west of the city, just like today. So for tonight, our lows will drop into the 50s around most spots. We'll be in the 60s here in the city. And as we go into tomorrow, more of the same. We'll see high temperatures mostly in the 70s, definitely 80s as you move farther inland. A little cooler on our shore points, temperatures closer into the low 70s, but overall, a really nice day to head out to the beach.
Yeah.
Just watch out for that possibility of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm, but it shouldn't wash out any plans.
In general, pretty nice, though, yeah.
Yeah, really good for the weekend.
Thanks, Audrey. Yep.
We have this just into the CBS 2 newsroom. Actor Eddie Albert has died. A family friend says Albert died of pneumonia yesterday at his home in Pacific Palisades, California. Albert achieved his greatest fame on television's Green Acres as Oliver Douglas. Eddie Albert was 99.
Nice long life and one of the best. Movie stars will be out in force over Memorial Day weekend, and CBS 2 film and theater critic and People magazine senior editor Jess Cagle is joining us right now with more on the competition that's out there.
Yes, it takes a lot of courage to go up against Darth Vader at the box office, but over the long weekend, Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller will do just that with mixed results. Madagascar is the latest computer-animated movie from DreamWorks, the nice folks who brought you Shrek and Shark Tale. It's an adorable movie about some very sheltered Central Park Zoo animals who end up having to fend for themselves in the wild.
The wild? You can actually go there?
Madagascar is rated PG, presumably because of one naughty word, but it is designed and delightful for very young kids. Adults will be less than enthralled, but the vocal talent is impressive. Ben Stiller is the cowardly lion.
Rise and shine! It's another fabulous morning in the Big Apple!
Chris Rock, an adventurous zebra.
I'm loving San Diego. This place is off the chisang.
And Sacha Baron Cohen, better known as Ali G, dances away with the movie as king of the lemurs.
I like to move it, just like to move it.
Who knew lemurs were this lovable? Madagascar lands at 7 on the applause meter.
Oh, he broke my nose.
Let me see it. Here we go.
How's it look? Straighter, more distinguished.
Chris Rock also co-stars in Adam Sandler's new film. Now, Sandler's movies are known for being silly.
I'll see you on the field.
He's in love with you. Even stupid. But they also often include some inspired comic moments. This is not the case with The Longest Yard, Sandler's abysmal by-the-numbers remake of the 1974 Burt Reynolds movie about a group of prisoners who take on the guards on the football field.
I want you to lose. I can't do that.
Instead of laughs, we get misogyny, homophobia, racism, and Burt Reynolds. His acting, stiff as a board. His face, tight as a drum. The Longest Yard lands at 1 on the applause meter. Memorial Day weekend is the most competitive time for Hollywood. The new Star Wars is expected to remain #1 this weekend, and so far at the domestic box office alone, Star Wars has made almost $200 million.
Whoa. Big numbers. But
Big numbers.
Madagascar, you said, good flick.
It's a good flick, especially for kids, and Burt Reynolds ought to be the one who gets slapped.
Oh, boy.
For The Longest Yard.
Okay, Jess. Thanks for joining us.
A new warning for people using Viagra. Find out what happened to some men who took the impotence drug.
If this guy would not open that door, they would all die.
Neighbors rush in to save a mother and her young children from a burning building.
And the Great Getaway is well underway. We will show you what roads to avoid if you're heading out of town this evening.
Next ET, why is Angelina Jolie trying to kill Brad Pitt? Plus, the 10 American Idol finalists on our ET stage. And Marilyn Monroe's divorce papers from Joe DiMaggio. Next ET.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS-2.
Roxy?
Yes.
Don't tell me. First paycheck.
Could turn the world on with her smile. Could take a nothing day, suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's you, girl, and you that should know it. Each glance and every little movement you show it. Love it so
Free checking with direct deposit, online banking, email alerts, and 6,600 ATMs. Chase is here to help you make it. Your choice, your Chase.
An easy way to experiment with color before you paint? Benjamin Moore calls them color samples. I call them color selection simplified. With 260 designer colors, it was easy to go from here to my wall, where I could see each color big as life, day and night. Color samples are available only at your local Benjamin Moore store, where you get the expert advice and personalized attention you can't get at a warehouse home center. Thanks to Benjamin Moore, I found the perfect color.
Color samples, only at your local Benjamin Moore store.
How far can inspiration take you? Can available all-wheel drive take you through any season? Can a 340 horsepower Hemi take your breath away? And can the ultimate luxury sports sedan take you all the way to the top? Looks that way.
Chrysler 300, the 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year, is now available with exceptional monthly payments. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
After knee replacement surgery, I couldn't even get out of bed. Today, thanks to the rehab experts from the Visiting Nurse Service of New York, I'm putting my best foot forward.
The Visiting Nurse Service of New York. We bring the caring home.
Furniture Factory Outlet is just holding trainloads of fantastic furniture at low, low, low prices. You can buy this 7-piece package for just $3.98. Furniture Factory Outlet has same-day delivery and layaway and financing is available. The prices are low at FFO!
Right on target. Now you can target only your gray hair with Just for Men. In 5 easy minutes, it replaces gray with subtle tones for a natural look.
You're right on target.
Right on target. Just for Men, the Rejuvenator.
Introducing Aqua Velva Ice Balm Aftershave. Alcohol-free, vitamin-infused. Skincare from A to V.
As we have been telling you tonight, a rough ride on the roads. Let's check back in with Joe Bierman. Joe.
Hey, Roz, by far the Garden State Parkway is the heaviest road. Looks like everybody's going down the shore. Now, we're checking out the upper end. Southbound Parkway, you're slow with the Bergen tolls. And then this delay, which brings you for about 2 miles south of the Essex tolls. Then, boy, oh boy, the big jam from Union, which is about exit 142, all the way down through the Raritan River Bridge crossings. That's about a 15-mile delay, traveling at about maybe 10 or 15 miles an hour. So just allow lots of extra time, and you'll have a beautiful weekend. With more, here's Adrienne Watson.
Thanks very much, Joe, and we're going to take a look right now at the George Washington Bridge. We're going to talk about this I-95 corridor, which is backing up the Cross Bronx and the New England Thruway on the southbound side, beginning at Country Club Road, going all the way down the New England Thruway, all the way to the George Washington Bridge. Your inbound side of the George Washington Bridge, a 15-minute delay. Other Hudson River crossings, Holland Tunnel is 45 out, 10 in. Lincoln Tunnel up to 45 minutes out, 9th Avenue, your worst approach, 11th Avenue, your best. 30 minutes in at the Lincoln. Your Deegan delays northbound Bruckner to Fordham Road with an accident. Southbound at Fordham, one lane is closed there as well. FDR Drive delays getting you to the bridge begin at 23rd Street, go all the way up to the George Washington. Southbound heavy from the Triborough to the 60s. West Side Highway delays, they begin in the 70s. Here's the Triborough Bridge right now. Still some heavy traffic heading Manhattan bound into the city. All of the East River crossings are just about starting to ease out. We did have a lot of delays on all of them, but again, they are starting to get get better. Here's the Grand Central Parkway by LaGuardia eastbound. We see an ambulance there. We did have an accident right here by LaGuardia Airport. Traffic extra heavy through that stretch. And again, here we go with the New Jersey Turnpike southbound. We still have that 16-mile delay from interchange 9 all the way down to 8. Lots of patience needed this afternoon. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Adrian. Besides lots and lots of traffic, drivers are also facing those high prices at the pump and at the tolls this holiday weekend. CBS 2's Jennifer Jordan checks in from Westchester.
Traffic isn't the only thing on the rise this holiday weekend.
We spent $60.39, it looks like. This car gets thirsty and it drinks a lot.
Westchester motorists are paying close to $2.50 a gallon for gas, but despite the high prices at the pump, thousands are still hitting the highway.
To have a good time this weekend.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Traveling along the New York State Thruway will also cost you a pretty penny. Tolls at the Tappan Zee have increased $0.25 to $4 for passenger cars. Tolls for trucks and other commercial vehicles have gone up 35%. While drivers are watching their wallets, New York State Police say they'll be keeping an eye out for aggressive drivers and enforcing the seatbelt laws. Police also say the peak time for travel is a little different this year.
Lately, it's been during the daytime into Friday evening, or the afternoon rather into Friday evening. So I would advise the motoring public just to give yourself plenty of time.
Police are also asking responsible drivers to be their eyes and ears on the roadways this Memorial Day weekend. Motorists are being urged to dial 911 to report aggressive and suspected drunk drivers. Reporting from Valhalla, Jennifer Jordan, CBS 2 News.
Well, with primaries less than 2 weeks away, there is no rest for New Jersey politicians. Senator John Corzine, a candidate for governor, will unveil his plan to deal with the state's property taxes, the highest in the nation. It is the single biggest issue in the election. The leading Republican candidate proposes cutting taxes by 30%. Corzine wants to restore property tax rebates and increase the amount taxpayers get back every year.
Well, we'd probably talk about 10% growth a year, although we haven't settled for sure. We have to see what kind of expectation we can have for growth in revenues. We want to be responsible about it.
You can watch the entire interview on Kurtzman & Company this Sunday at 11 a.m. right here on CBS 2.
Ernie, police on Long Island say they have a serial bank robber in custody. The suspect, 34-year-old Jonathan Comatino of Kings Park, was arrested Monday in Camden County, Georgia, during a routine roadblock. Police say they almost had Comatino on Long Island earlier this month, but he got away.
During the pursuit, he actually was faced head-to-head with an officer, causing that officer to veer off the roadway for his own safety. The pursuit was terminated because of the high speeds in the neighborhood.
Comatino is accused of robbing a bank in East Northport, and he is suspected in 3 other robberies in the Smithtown area. He will be arraigned tomorrow.
And 2 Queensmen are set to be arraigned tonight for a spree of anti-Semitic graffiti. 20-year-olds James Connolly and Anthony LaRosa are charged with 18 counts of criminal mischief as a hate crime. Investigators say the 2 vandalized 17 cars in a bus stop in Flushing last week. Some of the graffiti contained the date July the 14th next to swastikas, and that may refer to the date that Hitler denounced all political parties other than the Nazi Party.
A mother and her 3 children are on the mend after fire raced through their Bronx apartment. They credit neighbors with making the daring rescue that saved their lives. CBS 2's Carrie Lyon has the story.
The fire started about 1 a.m. in a 4th-floor apartment on Powell Avenue, where a mother and her 3 children were sleeping.
When she woke up, there was a lot of smoke. She was disorientated, wasn't able to open the door.
But neighbors smelled the smoke and rushed to the apartment.
So I grabbed 2 fire extinguishers and I went down 2 doors down. That's where the fire was at.
When he got there, another tenant was already kicking down the door.
The apartment was filled with like black smoke. It was too much. So when he got on his knees, he felt around and he grabbed the baby that was laying there. The baby was unconscious.
A few seconds later, he says the rest of the family stumbled out the door and neighbors helped drag them down the hall. By that time, firefighters had arrived and the family was rushed to the hospital. One of the children, a girl, suffering from 2nd-degree burns, the others from smoke inhalation. But they're expected to recover.
If this guy would not open that door, they would all die.
With the family out of the apartment, firefighters were able to put out the blaze relatively quickly. And luckily, no other tenants were hurt. In the Castle Hill section of the Bronx, Carrie Lyon, CBS 2 News.
And firefighters say something electrical sparked that fire.
One of Suffolk County's most prized canines is going on the auction block. His name is Chief, and he's a 6.5-year-old German Shepherd. Chief is a bomb-sniffing dog credited with tracking down an Alzheimer's patient who wandered into a wooded area. Officials say the Chief has become quite aggressive with other animals, which makes him unsuitable for patrol work. Members of the canine unit are devastated.
Basically, with the heavy heart, after all the retraining, we just feel that he's not appropriate for police work at this time. So right now we're going to try to relocate him and find something that's a good fit for Chief.
Well, this won't be an ordinary auction. County officials will interview potential owners to make sure that they can handle Chief. With his background, police think Chief is best suited for some type of security work. Roz?
Unbelievable video tonight from a fashion show. Watch what happens as a horse loses its footing and falls on stage.
International outrage there. Why this woman was sentenced to 20 years in a Valley prison.
Our firefighters being told to slow down response times. At 6, stunning accusations from the fire commissioner. Now the mayor speaks out. Plus, Maury Alter takes you to new heights.
This could be the high point of your Memorial Day weekend.
Next at 6.
Let's get inside. A snake takes a bite out of this man's face inside the horrifying encounter. Then, inside secrets to the new Batman with Tom Cruise's girlfriend. Plus, skater Nancy Kerrigan's baby heartbreak. Next Insider.
Tonight at 7, only on CBS-2.
Bonjour. Bienvenue à Montréal.
Montreal. You can't get much friendlier.
Come on in. Bonjour.
Montreal. You can't get much friendlier. Yeah, I think they're gonna have a good time.
Live longer. Better. Wiser. Stories you want to hear. News you want to know. Parade Magazine. Parade every Sunday.
It's the Jeep Memorial Day sales event. Your chance to choose from the award-winning lineup of Jeep vehicles, like the all-new Grand Cherokee, 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year, the newly redesigned Liberty with a 5-star side impact crash test rating, and even the adventurous Wrangler. Right now, qualified buyers can get the all-new Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $299 a month. Hurry in for great deals on the Jeep lineup at the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
Discover the possibilities of today's Ethan Allen. Introducing the new casuals. Fresh, modern, irresistibly priced. It's Ethan Allen redefined. In stores now.
To cut your property taxes, we must stop this outrageous waste. Incredible pay-to-play scandals. Contractors paying politicians for contracts, costing us billions. The state runs up over $8 billion to build half the schools it should. Now the politicians want to spend $200 million of our money to build an ice hockey arena in Newark. Let the wealthy owners foot that bill.
By eliminating this outrageous waste, we'll give you the 30% property tax cut that you need and deserve.
Tonight, Saudi Arabian officials are denying reports that special forces are on alert after King Fahd is hospitalized in serious condition. Now, the king is getting tests at a hospital in Riyadh. CBS 2's Lou Young is live outside the Council on Foreign Relations with the latest on this story. What do you have, Lou?
Ernie, we spoke with Rachel Bronson, who's the director of Middle Studies here, for a little perspective on what might be happening in the kingdom. The conflicting reports about the security alert there is really to be expected. The kingdom tonight is the largest oil producer in the world, and there may be a succession of power about to take place. The king has been sick for a decade, and the Crown Prince Abdullah has been running the country for a decade, so they may be preparing to transfer power. King Fahd hospitalized, as we said. Prince Bandar, the Saudi the ambassador to the United States is traveling, according to the embassy, presumably on his way home, perhaps for this transfer of power. What happens next, the experts say, could be a positive thing for U.S.-Saudi relations. King Fahd has been king of Saudi Arabia in name only for the past decade. Since his stroke in 1982, his half-brother, Crown Prince Abdullah, who visited the U.S. recently and was photographed hand-in-hand with President Bush, has been running Saudi Arabia. But several of the king's other brothers had blocked Abdullah's full ascension to the throne, hoping the king would outlive him. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. If the king should die and Abdullah replaces him, it would be, we're told, a good thing for pro-Western forces in the region.
It's very good news for the reformers in the kingdom. Crown Prince Abdullah has been viewed as a friend of the reformers, and the Bush administration sees him as a friend of reform. And so the fact that he hasn't been king, the Crown Prince, has made it difficult for him to really push through what he wants to do. Crown Prince Abdullah has been known for cleaning up corruption, which brought a lot of Saudis into the more radical camp. So there is some very good news about his passing, and I think it's happening none too soon.
The line of succession for the House of Saud is not really clear, but in this case it's probably going to happen pretty smoothly because they've been able to stage manage this for the past decade because the king has been ill. The real battle over succession will likely happen when the children of Abdulaziz, the founder of modern Saudi Arabia, die out and the grandchildren fight for who will run that country. But again, the king of Saudi Arabia hospitalized tonight, possible succession in the works. We're live outside the Council on Foreign Relations. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Lou. Cries of outrage inside an Indonesian courtroom after an Australian woman is sentenced to 20 years in prison for drug smuggling. Chappelle Corbai's family is shocked after the judge issued his sentence. Corbai was convicted of smuggling 9 pounds of marijuana into Bali's airport in her surfboard bag. She insists the drugs were planted. Corbai could have been given the death penalty. She was allowed to hug her weeping parents before being led away by police to jail. Earlier this year, the head of the Indonesian terror group connected to the Bali bombings that killed 202 people was sentenced to just 2.5 years in prison.
5:44 is the time. The CBS Evening News is coming up tonight at 6:30. Bob Schieffer is joining us right now with a preview. Good evening, Bob.
How you doing, Ernie? Well, we had that exclusive story last night that the federal government was investigating whether some people who have used Viagra have gone blind. We have a follow-up report on it tonight. The government reports that is the case. It's a small number of people, but makers of other similar products are also going to put warning labels on their products. This is a major story. We'll have a follow-up report on it tonight, Ernie.
Major story. We'll be watching. Thank you, Bob. Okay.
Up next, frightening moments during a fashion show. Something goes terribly wrong as a horse comes down the runway with a model on its back.
And a new twist to the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry. See what has shown up on a website that has some fans crying foul.
And the Memorial Day weekend gets off to a bad start for dozens of teens in Westchester. Hear why they are under arrest at 6. Audrey.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Audrey pointing in for John Bolaris tonight. We had a great start to our holiday weekend. A few showers, though, now popping up north and west of the city. What can we expect for Memorial Day? I'll tell you in your full forecast coming up.
It's a giant Memorial Day weekend sale at PC Richard & Son. Right now, get huge savings in every department. Get up to $100 off digital cameras. Portable DVD players starting at just $99. Buy any Weber grill and get free assembly and free 3-piece tool set. All Verizon wireless phones are free after rebate. And pay no interest for 12 months on everything we sell with a PC Richard credit card. Now through Monday at PC Richard & Son.
It's happening now. The Dodge Memorial Day sales event. Get great deals on Grand Caravan with stow-and-go seating and storage. Dodge Ram with Hemi Power. The all-new Dakota. The versatile Magnum and the big size and smooth ride of Durango. Right now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler buyers can get a Dakota Club Cab ST 4x2 with a V6 for just $149 a month at 1.78% APR. Hurry in for great deals on the Dodge lineup at the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
Siemens Furniture wants to thank our customers for 72 great years, so we're offering you a store-wide sales spectacular. Siemens inventory clearance event is this weekend, offering huge reductions throughout our entire inventory. Save 10 to 70% off original retail prices on all living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, leather, wall units, lamps, recliners, accessories, mattresses, even kids' furniture. One of a kind, as is in floor samples at every Siemens. This Memorial Day weekend, see Siemens first and save 10 to 70% off everything store-wide. There's no reason to go anywhere else.
Helping today's youth become tomorrow's leaders, the Harlem YMCA is making it happen. Hi, I'm Sean Gables. The Harlem Y provides inspiring ways for young people to realize their dreams. Programs for kids to develop strong bodies, sharp minds, and spirits. Also, the Black Achievers in Industry program, where successful business leaders mentor eager students. To learn more, call the Y or visit their website, the Harlem YMCA, making a difference and leaving a legacy.
My lucky chip.
Foxwoods, the wonder of it all.
Why are conservatives all over New Jersey switching from Brett Schundler to Steve Lonigan?
Steve Lonigan's a conservative, and he's not afraid to say it.
Lonigan's pro-life and supports my right to own a gun.
Steve Lonigan froze spending, cut debt, and kept taxes below inflation.
He won 3 times in a town both Schundler and Forrester lost.
And kept Republican council control for 10 straight elections.
Lonigan's got what it takes to beat John Corzine.
He tells it like it is.
Steve Lonigan for governor.
Because it's time for a change. Time for conservative change.
A very scary accident at a fashion show in Peru is caught on tape. A horse carrying a model lost its balance and fell off the stage. The horse was spooked by photographers using flash bulbs. Handlers struggled to get the horse under control. While panicked people in the audience fled, the model, who was on the horse's back, she mercifully was not injured. The horse, apparently, after upsetting everybody, walked away unhurt, and we're glad about that.
That's amazing. And, you know, these horses usually, can go through rock areas and so forth, and they don't fall. They have just steady footing most of the time. You see something like that, it's a huge animal. It's amazing. Nobody got hurt.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Would you ever get on a horse's back on a runway? Maybe this is just the American in me, but those Peruvians need to just take a breath and widen the runway, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. I think the horse was thrown off by the runway. Would have been more comfortable walking through rocks. Maybe the model would have been safer that way.
He's used to.
That's what it was.
As far as the weather goes, though,
Okay.
you can ride that one, right?
Sure. Looking good for the weekend. Hesitant about that during the week, but it looks like things are looking good as you head out for your memorial celebrations. We're looking live with Chopper 2, and who's in Chopper 2 tonight? Joey B.
Yeah, hey.
How are you doing tonight?
Cool. We're flying down the Parkway, going down towards the Union Tolls. Picking up a little weather about 15 miles northwest of here. Those thunderstorms you're talking about, yep, they're starting to build, like up around Wayne, northwest of Verona. We can see them in the distance.
Well, do you have any predictions, too? Let's go with that also, Joe.
No, I don't predict.
Okay. Thank you very much for that shot. It's a beautiful day to be outside. And as he said, we are seeing some thunderstorms firing up to the north and to the west. We're picking them up now on our Viper radar. This is a loop over the last 2 hours, and we can see some heavy weather moving through Sullivan County, heading now towards Orange and Rockland, now crossing the Hudson River over towards Putnam and Westchester counties. This is all moving in an eastward direction. Also, pay attention to the ones across northwest New Jersey heading into Sussex County. Those will be heading over just north of the city over the next hour or two. A little curious about how that may affect Yankee Stadium. Maybe a shower. Don't think the game will be in jeopardy, though. They can still play on. Let's flip over to the other computer. We can see the National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch just for Sullivan County and northeast Pennsylvania until about 9 o'clock tonight. But after the sun sets, I think most of these storms will pretty much die out. What we have is an area of low pressure located over the Great Lakes. It's going to stay there over the next couple of days, but around it, we're starting to see some spokes of energy kind of moving from a west to east direction. And along them is where we're seeing the showers showers and thunderstorms popping up. You can see them across the eastern Great Lakes, heading now towards western New York and Pennsylvania, and heading right into our direction. That's pretty much going to be the story, I think, for the rest of the weekend. We'll start out with great sunny days, but then in the afternoon we could see the pop-up showers. Take a look at some of the temperatures. Rain cooled off towards the north and the west, like in Port Jervis, where temperatures are now in the 50s and 60s. We're in the 80s across Newark, New Jersey, but as you head out towards the east, and onshore flows keeping temperatures in the 60s across southern parts of Long Island, as well as in the south shore of Connecticut. So for tomorrow, more of the same. We'll start out with some sunshine. Another wave of energy may spark off a shower or a thunderstorm, especially north and west of the city, and we can expect a duplicate for Sunday. Monday, Memorial Day low, looks to be pretty dry. Here's our shortcast. Looking good if you're heading out to the beaches in New Jersey. Temperatures there will be in the mid-70s from Seaside Heights through Point Pleasant and even into Long Branch. Stay out of the water, though. A bit chilly with the water temperature only at 53 to 56 degrees. Your oceans will be at about 2 to 3 feet. Your sound is at 1 foot, and the winds will be out of the southwest at about 5 to 15 knots. Expect partly sunny skies also across parts of Long Island. We'll see Coney Island at 72 tomorrow. Long Beach will be at 70. Jones Beach also at 70. And more sunshine for the east end of Long Island, but temperatures get cooler the farther east you go. We'll have highs there only in the 60s from Robert Moses through Fire Island and all the way out, heading out towards Montauk Point. So looking good for tomorrow if you're heading out to the beach, but stay out of the water. It's a little cool.
All right.
Taking a quick look at Yankee Stadium, where it's looking good right now, but could see a brief shower in about another hour or two. We'll have to see how it may affect the start of the game.
Keep us posted. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Nike Town's website is caught up in a little Yankees-Red Sox rivalry. It is a CBS2 exclusive. CBS2 viewer caught the error on a Yankee shirt up for sale on the website. Now check it out. As you zoom into the collar of this $40 turtleneck, there it is. Someone printed the word Red Sox over Yankees. Last night, we showed you the site to Brooklyn basketball star Chris Taft. Taft, who's a likely first-round pick in the next month's NBA draft, was among those aggravated.
That's unbelievable, man. What people do out there for this rivalry between the Red Sox and the Yankees is just crazy.
Nike Town has pulled the Yankee shirt off its website while it investigates just how someone was able to actually hack into the site.
Big question tonight, does Viagra cause blindness? We'll have some answers coming up in Health Watch.
Plus, there's new hope for diabetes sufferers. Up next, see how a new laser treatment is helping patients avoid amputations.
Tonight on the new hit drama Numbers, a deadly virus has been unleashed in L.A.
6 deaths so far. We're keeping the residents under quarantine.
We're talking about a global epidemic. Now, one FBI agent's only hope for finding the source.
First time I've heard a public health official sound scared.
Somebody did this. Is his math genius brother.
Tracking an infectious disease is a complicated problem. How do you forgive yourself if you're wrong?
You don't. We can't be wrong. Don't miss the new hit drama Numbers, CBS tonight.
It's Macy's Memorial Day sale. Right now, take 15% off regular priced summer shoes and sandals. Choose from summer's hottest styles. From Alfani, Liz Claiborne Flex, Etienne Aignet, Nine West, and more. Step into summer with 15% off summer shoes and sandals. Macy's, way to shop.
Brooklyn customers say Red's Pools are the pool experts. Red's took care of their pool needs since the 1950s. Now the same great product expertise is offered online at redspools.com. See above ground and in-ground pools, all shapes and sizes, decks, liners, filters, chemicals, covers, even lifeguard stands and access lifts, saunas and spas. Red's Pools are Weber grill experts too, and patio furniture. The pool and patio experts are having a sale at redspools.com.
Furniture Factory Outlet has just hauled in trainloads of fantastic new products from all over the world.
At wonderful low prices. You can buy 7-piece packages at $388, $398, $448, and $498. FFO has dinette for only $98. Bedroom sets only $198. Bunk beds as low as $118, and even twin mattress sets for only $36.
All aboard for the FFO savings train.
Furniture Factory Outlet has same-day delivery and layaway and financing is available.
The prices are low at FFO.
The best
best just got better. Now you've got more time, but for a limited time, the Tri-State Sell-Down is being held over. Save on the best, like the best-selling Ford Explorer Sport Track, now only $199 a month. Check it out. A well-equipped Sport Track 4x4 XLT edition for an incredibly low $199. They're moving fast. You don't have much time. It's the Tri-State Sell-Down, where the best gets better on every car, truck, and SUV. Going on now at your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
A possible link between the impotency drugs Viagra and Cialis and blindness is getting some real serious attention now. The Food and Drug Administration says that so far there is no proof that Viagra or Cialis cause blindness. But they're launching an investigation into 43 reported cases. A spokesman for Pfizer, the company that makes Viagra, reiterates that there is no proof the drug causes blindness. But he adds that vision loss can be linked to the same illnesses that lead to impotence, such as high blood pressure and high cholesterol levels. According to the American Diabetes Association, the risk of losing a leg is up to 40 times greater for a person with diabetes. Dr. David Marks tonight sheds light on a new option to help patients avoid amputation.
Diabetes is giving coin collector Troy Farrow a run for his money. Poor circulation led to the amputation of 5 toes. Now he could lose his entire leg. His blood vessels are severely blocked from a condition called critical limb ischemia.
Eventually, my feet went numb, and my legs, lack of feeling as it goes up the leg.
Medical therapy stopped working, and bypass surgery was too risky, so his doctor recommended a new laser therapy.
It's kind of a last-ditch effort to keep him from losing a toe, a foot, or a leg.
The laser uses high energy and short bursts to vaporize tough plaques without damaging the surrounding blood vessel tissue.
You can just start at the top of the blockage with no wire and just slowly let the laser find its way through the blockage. And after you've debulked the plaque in the artery, then you can come in if you need to and use a balloon and make the narrowed area more normal.
The procedure typically takes 1 to 2 hours. Patients are awake but mildly sedated.
I said, when are you going to go in yet? He says, oh, so we're nearly through.
Before the laser treatment, Troy's blood vessel was completely closed up. Now it's open and blood flow is restored.
One of the first things I noticed was that my leg wasn't hurting.
Thanks to the laser treatment, Troy continues to have 2 legs to stand on. Dr. David Marks, CBS 2 News.
And that is it. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ernie Anastos. I'll be back at 11. Now Roz joins Mary Calvi with the news at 6.
Thank you, Ernie.
Right now at 6, fire response time is on the rise. Wait until you hear who the fire commissioner blames.
See why a New York City police officer walked backwards into court to face charges.
And which day will be the best for outdoor fun this holiday weekend. Plus, see just how bad the holiday getaway is this Friday night.
This is CBS 2 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Mary Calvi. Dana and Maurice are off tonight.
I'm Roz Abrams. If you live in New York City and you need help from a firefighter, you may have to wait longer.
Response times are at an all-time high, and that's triggering a lot of finger-pointing. CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer is here with the story. Marcia.
Mary, it's an election year, so any increase in fire department response times has got to be regarded as a hot potato. But tonight, the Bloomberg administration and the fire unions are pointing fingers at each other about who is to blame for the increased response time in each of the past 8 months.
Playing with people's lives for your own purposes is just an outrage.
Mayor Bloomberg turned up the heat today on the Uniformed Firefighters Association and the Uniformed Fire Officers Association, charging that they are endangering lives by slowing firefighters' response times in a bid to increase staffing levels and stop firehouse closings. The first shot came from Fire Commissioner Nicholas Scopetta, who wrote a letter to the presidents of the 2 unions blaming them for asking drivers of fire trucks to come to a full stop at red lights and stop signs instead of using caution to go through the intersections without full stops. In his letter to the 2 union presidents, Scopetta said, "I believe that your concerted effort to drive up response times jeopardizes public safety and runs counter to the tradition of selfless service and dedication to the people of this city. This is the very worst kind of union action imaginable." The unions admit they want their drivers to be careful, especially in light of this July 10, 2004 incident in which a civilian was killed when his car was hit by the truck, which had run a red light. The unions say this is about safety, not a bid to increase staffing levels.
The Fire Commissioner's letter is an attack on New York City firefighters. He's deliberately blaming somebody else for his failed policies. The reason response times are up in New York City is because they're closing more companies on a daily basis for training, which creates gaps in the system.
The diatribe unleashed by Commissioner was an attempt to shift public attention away from the dangerous policies of the Bloomberg-Scapetta administration, a deliberate downsizing of the FDNY that has resulted in a smaller, cheaper, and slower fire department.
Response times are up 18 seconds for structural fires, 21 seconds for non-structural fires, and 23 seconds for medical emergencies. Now, the one thing the fire department and the unions agree on is that when you're fighting a fire, seconds do count. Mary?
Marcia, thank you. An off-duty police lieutenant was indicted today for manslaughter. He's accused of fatally shooting his tenant after a fight over rent. CBS 2's Public Guzman has the story.
The man walking backwards, trying to hide his face in one of the more unusual entrances into a courtroom anyone has witnessed, is Lieutenant Shamik Walton, an 18-year veteran of the NYPD assigned to internal affairs. He is trying to cover up because he is handcuffed, under arrest, and going before a judge, indicted for manslaughter in the second degree.
It's hard, and I'm still hurting. And I still have to look at my children every day.
That woman, Sharon Hurst, is the wife, technically perhaps the estranged wife, of Byron Hurst. She and Hurst's mother and Hurst's pregnant girlfriend, whom he was living with when he was killed, were all in court together. Lieutenant Walton is accused of shooting Hurst, who was his tenant at this brownstone in Bed-Stuy, when he went to collect rent on Mother's Day. Neighbors said they heard shouting, an argument, and then shots.
This will be shown to be a justified act of self-defense, which was undertaken only as a last resort.
So will Lieutenant Walton's attorney be able to convince a jury that he did what he did in self-defense, or will the DA instead convince that jury that by firing a second and possibly a third shot, Lieutenant Walton instead killed Byron Hurst? If it goes to trial, that's what a jury will have to decide. From Bed-Stuy, Pablo Guzman, CBS 2 News.
Thank you, Pablo. A big holiday getaway in full swing. People are ready to mark the unofficial beginning of summer. CBS 2's Joe Bierman is in Chopper 2 over the Garden State Parkway. Joe, how's traffic moving?
Hello, Roz. As you can see, the picture tells the story. A little bit of good news here. Now, the Garden State Parkway's been the heaviest that we've found all afternoon, from the Union tolls, which is about exit 140, all the way down to exit 120. That's up and over the Driscoll Bridge. Now, as you can see, speeds have started to pick up. We're averaging now about 20, 30 miles an hour. You can see there's spacing in between the vehicles, but it's still going to be a slow ride between Union and Woodbridge. All the heavy volume. It's not been any accidents to report. And now let's check weather with Audrey.
Thank you, Joe. We're going to take a look at our Viper radar. We did have a lot of sunshine come through the area earlier today, but now we're picking up some showers and some thunderstorms, most specifically in the counties you see here across the Hudson River, right just west of it, probably moving through, right now moving through Sullivan County, heading across into Putnam and Westchester counties. We're expecting showers to roll from west to east over the next hour or two, so have that umbrella handy, especially if you're going to be north and west of the city. A quick sneak peek, though, at the weekend forecast. We are expecting nice temperatures throughout the weekend, highs mostly into the 70s. We'll go into more details in your full forecast coming up a little bit later. Roz?
Sounds good. Thank you, Audrey. Heading out for a holiday getaway this Memorial Day weekend. The Long Island beaches are always a hot spot, but getting there is sure to be a challenge. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan has more.
The United States Air Force performing Thunderbirds swooped in from Las Vegas and sizzled in the skies above Jones Beach State Park, officially ushering in summer.
Memorial Day weekend at Jones Beach State Park is like no other Memorial Day weekend anywhere in the country.
Friends and families picnicked and played on the sand below the acrobatic air show. Performances and boardwalk parties will continue here Saturday and Sunday, delighting and surprising.
This air show is quite something, yes it is?
Yeah, I got scared when it came over.
Celebrating this long-anticipated holiday weekend kicked off a day early. Togetherness already on the water, sharing fun and feelings of patriotism.
With current events and everything, the one thing that stayed consistent is that the American people have always been behind the troops.
What does Memorial Day weekend mean to you?
Freedom. One word, freedom.
Barbecuing, some friends come over, put some fish and chicken on the grill, and hot dogs for the kids.
Brought some gyros with us and some limeades.
And it seems everyone today is in a rush to join in. Traffic snarls began in the morning as tens of thousands of motorists hit Long Island's highways and headed east.
How's the traffic?
Yeah,
And now that construction and road repair have been put on hold for the weekend, some of these folks may actually have dinner in the Hamptons tonight before midnight. From the Long Island Expressway, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
If you want the latest weather and traffic reports, log on to our website, CBSNewYork.com. We will have updated information all weekend long.
And Roz, the Memorial Day weekend got off to a rocky start for dozens of Westchester teenagers. Police say they busted 43 teens on Con Edison property located on Mount Airy Road in Croton-on-Hudson for underage drinking. They ranged in age from 14 to 18. When officers arrived, there were about 60 to 70 kids, but many of them took off. One trooper believes those who were caught learned a lesson.
They made a mistake, and they need to live, learn from the mistakes they've made, and I guess their parents need to be more focused on what their kids are doing.
The teens are charged with trespassing and unlawful possession of alcohol.
Coming up, see why Governor Pataki is being accused of keeping local politicians off a powerful political board.
See where police moved in on 2 illegal gambling clubs in Manhattan.
Plus, we will take you inside the Veterans Memorial that hasn't been open to the public in years.
Closed caption is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving you forward.
Let's get inside. A snake takes a bite out of this man's face inside the horrifying encounter. Then, inside secrets to the new Batman with Tom Cruise's girlfriend. Plus, skater Nancy Kerrigan's baby heartbreak. Next Insider.
Tonight at 7, only on CBS 2.
Still deciding where to take that vacation? I'm Linda Lopez. Saturday morning starting at 6, the hot spots for summer fun on the Jersey Shore.
Plus, textiles, Tony's Table, and your weekend weather. Wake up to CBS 2 News Saturday morning starting at 6.
Take advantage of great finance and lease rates only until May 31st.
Most people, when they see a child with a disability, just see the disability. I always see the child.
Does that feel better?
At the Visiting Nurse Service of New York, I'm part of a team that for more than 100 years has offered expert pediatric services. Nursing, rehab, whatever it takes to help a child become more independent. People say I give a lot, but it's nothing compared to what I get in return. The Visiting Nurse Service of New York. We bring the caring home.
Isn't it about time someone took an axe to New Jersey's state budget?
I'm Steve Lonigan. As mayor, I froze spending, cut debt, and kept taxes below inflation. As governor, I'll do the same. Fight for small businesses and suburban taxpayers. By cutting state spending, reducing taxes and regulations, and protecting home rule. My opponents think Trenton can solve our problems. They're wrong. Trenton is the problem, not the solution.
Steve Lonigan for governor. It's time for a change. Time for a conservative change.
Saving that push for something really important? Chevy Hot Button is here.
Push it real good!
Now use Hot Button bonus to get an 05 Malibu sedan for around $199 a month with Smart Buy financing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details. Hurry. Hot Button bonus ends May 31st.
Push it good!
See your local Chevy dealer or visit ChevyOffers.com.
2 county executives are getting impatient with Governor Pataki. They're wondering why the governor is denying them their right to appoint members to the powerful board that runs the MTA. Westchester reporter Tony Aiello has the story.
When the MTA board voted last year to raise fares, the Westchester executive told the county's representative to vote no.
As you know, Mayor Bloomberg's representative voted against the fare increase. We wanted our representative to vote against that fare increase, too. And he didn't.
Spokeswoman Susan Tolchin says that prompted Andy Spano to pick a new rep to the MTA board, usually a simple process that's proving anything but. Westchester's current representative on the MTA board was appointed by Andrew O'Rourke, the Republican who was county executive before Democrat Andy Spano. Westchester Rep. Andrew Saul usually votes as the Republican governor wishes. Yes on the fare hike and yes on the West Side Stadium plan, which may explain why Pataki has not approved Spano's choice to replace Saul, months after Spano sent the governor the name of a proposed replacement.
We have not heard from the governor's office. We are concerned about the amount of time it has taken them to get back to us.
A similar situation exists for the board member from Suffolk County. Al Werner was appointed by a Republican. Democrat Steve Levy moved to replace him 10 months ago, but Pataki hasn't acted. The governor's office insists it's merely a matter of completing background checks on the proposed replacements, checks that normally take weeks, not months. The MTA board works to keep the trains running on time, but timely action on appointments to the board seem to be a lower priority. Tony Aiello, CBS 2 News.
MetroCard customers are giving up tens of millions of dollars in unused fares. The MTA says riders have left about $55 million on expired MetroCards over the past 3 years. The authority says most of those forfeited fares come from single card riders or lost weekly and monthly cards. Strap-hanger advocates believe many of the unused rides may belong to tourists who left town before using their MetroCard's full value.
2 illegal gambling operations were shut down by New York City police today. One, known as the New York Players Club, was located on the Upper West Side in this building at 72nd and Broadway. The second was on West 14th Street. Both locations ran card games, including poker and blackjack. $5,000 in cash was seized. 39 people were arrested.
And when we come back, it was definitely a beach weather Friday.
Gorgeous, gorgeous day. Audrey Fuente will be back to let us know if it will be a beach weekend.
Maury Alter here. I won't tell you where, but this could be the high point of your Memorial Day weekend. Nobody else has been in here for years. You stay tuned. You'll go with me.
When we're choosing governor, I think we ought to look at the record of the candidate.
You know what, Mr. Schundler? We did.
We got the spending down.
No, you didn't. Under you, spending in Jersey City went up $84 million.
We got the property taxes down.
Wrong again. The average property tax bill went up $306.
Folks, if you want property tax reduction, then go with someone who's actually proven it.
Tax bills increased 18%, and your own campaign literature admitted it.
Look at our record.
No wonder your campaign's been described as negative and shallow.
It's happening now. The Dodge Memorial Day sales event. Get great deals on Grand Caravan with stow-and-go seating and storage, Dodge Ram with Hemi Power, the all-new Dakota, the versatile Magnum, and the big size and smooth ride of Durango. Right now, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler buyers can get a Ram 1500 SLT quad cab with a V8 for just $229 a month at 1.9% APR. Hurry in for great deals on the Dodge lineup at the Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
It's easy to forget how scary the whole thing was.
It was a real test for New York. People were worried. It was a sad time.
People didn't know if they were going to have a job.
People didn't know what to expect next.
We were in a fiscal crisis. New York City took a big hit.
I, Michael R. Bloomberg, do solemnly swear.
I remember it was a very cold day when I gave my inaugural speech. My mother, she held the Bible when I got sworn in. The smoke was still coming out of the World Trade Center. Conventional wisdom was people were going to leave the city in droves.
He had to deal with a city that was going through one of its worst crises ever. And he established himself immediately as a strong and effective leader.
Mayor Bloomberg came in, balanced the budget, kept the city running.
Little by little, it just started to turn around.
It's booming in our community now.
I'm hiring people back. I'm buying new equipment.
I see the economy coming back. I think not only Manhattan has come back, but all the boroughs have come back.
Sometimes people forget, as a city, where we were.
Mayor Bloomberg has led us through some pretty tough times.
Mayor Bloomberg has security and crime under control.
It's definitely safer.
He has good ideas for the future.
Crime is down. We have more jobs. We did good, trusting him.
I think we really did the right thing in giving him a shot.
Do tires have an expiration date? If yours are more than a few years old, have we got a consumer alert for you? Tonight on the CBS Evening News with Bob Schieffer, experience you can trust.
Still haven't decided where you are going this holiday weekend? Well, here's a Memorial Day idea for those still agonizing over whether to take in the Garden State, the Keystone State, or the Empire State.
Yeah, CBS 2's Maurice says there's a place in New Jersey opening tomorrow after extensive renovation that gives you all 3 states, and according to some, on a clear day, even a little Massachusetts.
So when did they start building this?
The cornerstone was laid in 1928, and the monument was completed in 1930.
When was the last time the public was in here?
The monument was closed to the public in 1997.
And all of this has now been completely redone?
Absolutely.
So, how many steps are there?
292.
Oh, good, because it didn't feel like anything more than 287.
Colonel Anthony R. Cruiser owned the land up until the time he donated it to the state of New Jersey in 1923 to become one of the first state parks in New Jersey.
Are we about there?
We've arrived.
We have arrived. Piece of cake. How high are we?
We are at New Jersey's highest elevation, 1,803 feet above sea level, and the height of the monument is 220 feet above that. This is the Memorial Monument. It was dedicated in 1930 to all New Jersey's war heroes, past, present, and future.
And we're the first guys that get to see it first.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think.
And I thought my legs were tired. But seriously, you get great views from the Veterans Memorial without climbing. You get them at ground level. Views of some of what they fought for, and we, this weekend, contemplate. Which may explain why this monument looks a lot like the one in Washington. Have a great holiday weekend. Maury Alter, CBS 2 News.
I'd still be climbing hours later.
That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah,
That was so
beautiful.
nice. Maurice's so good at what he does.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to the holiday weekend, Audrey.
Definitely not. But some folks right now are not saying so because they do have some showers and thunderstorms coming through their area. We're going to take a look at them on our Viper radar in just a moment. But first, let's reflect on the beautiful day we had today. We're going to show you some video now of Bradley Beach. How great of a day was it out there? It was gorgeous. Plenty of sunshine. It was a great day to be out on the boardwalk or anywhere outdoors for that matter. Temperatures were nice and warm, and we're expecting more of the same as we go through the rest of your holiday weekend. Looking at our Viper radar, though, over the last 2 hours, we can see showers and thunderstorms now moving through the area, mostly north and west of New York City. We do have some strong storms moving through the Hudson Valley, now crossing the Hudson River into Putnam and Westchester counties, heading in an eastward direction, and more of the same across northern parts of New Jersey. Again, heading towards the east across Rockland, probably clipping the northern parts of the 5 boroughs, and we'll be heading out towards the Long Island Sound over the next couple of hours. So have that umbrella handy if you're planning to drive anywhere in these areas. Also allow yourself some extra time because the roads could be slick. We did have plenty of sunshine today, and with all the sunshine, our temperatures warmed up to about 79 degrees in Central Park, 5 degrees above the normal for this time of year. Our record on the state, though, was 96. That was set back in 1880. Area-wide, temperatures were pretty warm all day today. Now we've cooled off to about 72 in Central Park, so still comfortable. Barometers now falling. The winds are out of the southeast, south-southeast at about 8 miles per hour. Let's take a look at temperatures, though, around the region. For the most part, we're pretty much in the 70s and 80s. Okay, we're going to flip over to the other map now. We'll see that we still have the chance of some scattered evening thunderstorms, mostly north and west of the city. It will stay mild tonight, and then tomorrow, we're expecting another day like today with plenty of sunshine. Again, we'll see the chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon hours north and west of the city, and a repeat performance on Sunday as well. Monday, though, looks to be the driest. We'll have plenty of sunshine, and I don't think we'll see any chances of showers by then. Tonight's temperatures between 57 and 62 will be near 50 in the suburbs. Then for tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds with a scattered shower in the afternoon. High temperatures mostly in the mid-70s to about 80 degrees inland. More of the same for Sunday. Monday looks good for Memorial Day, too, and then we get a good chance of rain as we go back to work on Tuesday, and that's when temperatures will cool back off into the 60s by then. So overall, I'd say we stay mostly dry for the weekend. Those afternoon showers could pop up and make you run inside quickly from the barbecue, but you can come back out after about an hour.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you, Audrey.
Well, coming up in sports, it's sports' greatest rivalry, the Yankees and the Red Sox.
We are going to take you live to Yankee Stadium, where Chris Raggi has a preview. That is next in sports.
Next, E.T. Why is Angelina Jolie trying to kill Brad Pitt? Plus, the 10 American Idol finalists on our E.T. stage. And Marilyn Monroe's divorce papers from Joe DiMaggio. Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 2.
No matter where you buy your gas,
It can be a painful experience or a delightfully rare occurrence. It's all in the choice of car you drive. The very fuel-efficient Accord LX from Honda. Now you can lease an Accord LX sedan for $199 a month for well-qualified buyers.
Why are conservatives all over New Jersey switching from Brett Schundler to Steve Lonigan?
Steve Lonigan's a conservative, and he's not afraid to say it.
Lonigan's pro-life
and supports my right to own a gun.
Steve Lonigan froze spending, cut debt, and kept taxes below inflation.
He won 3 times in a town both Schundler and Forrester lost.
And kept Republican council control for 10 straight elections.
Lonigan's got what it takes to beat John Corzine.
He tells it like it is.
Steve Lonigan for governor.
Because it's time for a change. Time for conservative change.
First came the award-winning CTS. And now comes STS. Lightning strikes twice. Cadillac, breakthrough.
Visit your local Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer and join the Hot Button event. Residency restrictions apply.
It's the Memorial Day sale at Foremost Furniture with great holiday savings throughout the store, plus 1 year interest-free. Foremost Furniture, hidden in the heart of Manhattan.
What's hot on and off Broadway? Tina Tyler and CBS 2 on the Aisle will find you the best seats in the house Sunday mornings at 7. Brought to you by Chase, home of maximum strength checking.
Kick off your Memorial Day right in a new Chrysler vehicle during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event, like the Chrysler 300, 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year, Town & Country with the revolutionary Stow & Go, the versatile PT Cruiser, and the safety utility vehicle Chrysler Pacifica. Right now, qualified returning buyers can get a 2005 Town & Country Touring for just $299 a month. Hurry in today for great deals on the Chrysler lineup during the Chrysler Memorial Day sales event. Offers end May 31st.
The Worcester School District is trying to get the word out about a revote on its budget set for June 15th. Voters rejected the district's first spending plan earlier this month. If this second, more austere plan is voted down, the district will have to adopt a contingency budget with more than $2 million in cuts affecting every classroom and athletic field in the district. For more on the budget problems, pick up tomorrow's Journal News.
Take me out to the ball game. It's a lovely night for baseball. Chris Raggy, you lucky devil.
The big rivalry.
This is the night to be out here. It's a beautiful night for baseball, and the rivalry resumes tonight. Yanks and the Red Sox, two teams that are currently moving in opposite directions. The Yankees have won 15 of 17. The Sox come to New York having lost 3 in a row. Now, the series is tied 3 games apiece this season. The big unit, Randy Johnson, getting his 3rd shot at the Sox tonight. He's 1-1, but Johnson will be the first to tell you he needs a quality start tonight. Jeter, A-Rod, everybody, including the Sox, ready to go.
You really can't get, too high. It's automatic. I mean, the Red Sox automatically bring out more enthusiasm in the in the stands, and the players usually feed off that.
This year, I think, is the best we've played, by far. But at the same time, is we want to keep playing the same type of brand of baseball we've been playing. Just good Yankee baseball.
It's very special because it's something you can take, for the rest of your life. You can take it with you and tell your kids you played in these games and how important it was. And if they're ever in this situation, you know what to tell them.
The Yankees lineup tonight versus Tim Wakefield. Bernie will DH. He'll bat 8th. Tino will bat 6th. He's playing first. No Giambi in the lineup once again tonight. The Sox, like I said, they're in a funk. The bad news on Schilling, out till July yesterday. They were just swept by Toronto. They're only 8-9 in their last 17, and now no longer ahead of the Yankees in the standings. So how are Terry Francona and his team feeling right now?
Well, if we win, it's great. If we lose, it's not so good. It's extra. There's a lot of extra emotion with the fans and extra interest with the media, and we all probably get caught up in it a little bit.
It's always a battle. Something always happens, and we're excited.
Is it a little different for you feeling out here
no.
this year than it was last year, maybe during the regular season, before you guys were champs?
No doubt about it. It's always the same feeling, man. It doesn't matter who's champs. We're just 2 heavyweight champions going after each other, so it'll be fun.
This is what people like about the game, people that come every day and play the game the way it's supposed to be.
Now let's talk about the Mets. After being shut out 2 straight nights, finally last night the Mets score some runs. They break out, score a dozen versus the Marlins on the road. What a night for the Mets bats. And how about Jose "Runnin' Reyes? According to the Elias Sports Bureau, Reyes is the first player in 36 years to hit 7 triples in 10 games. Boy, can he move. Chris Benson wins his 3rd straight. Mike Cameron 3 for 5 with 2 doubles. Tonight, it's Pedro's turn versus the Marlins.
We got Pedro going for us. We know we have a chance. Even if he doesn't bring his A game, he keeps his team in the ball game. He goes out there, competes and battles. And like I said, even if he brings his C or his D game, he keeps his team in the ball game, gives us a chance to win.
Now let's talk a little tennis. The U.S. men left France abruptly. Today, one of the U.S. women joined them. 11th-seeded Venus Williams out in the 3rd round. Today, Venus losing to 15-year-old Cecil Karatintova. Williams with 52 unforced errors, 9 double faults, 6-3, 1-6, 6-1. Little Cecil wins it. On the PGA Tour today, 2nd round of the FedEx St. Jude Classic from Memphis. Justin Leonard on 17. He's in the bunker. Looks like he's in bad shape. Great out here. Leonard still motoring along. Shot 65 today, 62 yesterday. He's 13 under. He's got a Kenny Perry-like 5-shot lead heading into the weekend, and see weekend coverage here on CBS. And finally, before we go, you want to talk about a great catch. I want you to watch closely. This is from last night's Baltimore-Seattle game. Look at the guy in the back. This is a Miguel Tejada home run. Look at that with the hat, one-handed to boot. With no hockey, I guarantee that is the best hat trick you have seen in quite a while, and I'm so happy we were able to bring it to you. Tonight we've got Yankees, Red Sox, Mets, Marlins, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez at 11. Boy, am I going to have some highlights for you. We'll see you then. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, plenty going on. Chris, thanks.
It has been almost 10 months since New Jersey Governor Jim McGreevey resigned in a sex scandal. Now, voters are in the process of picking a new leader.
CBS 2 political reporter Andrew Kurtzman takes stock of the situation in his weekly column.
I have decided the right course of action is to resign.
It's hard to follow an unforgettable drama, but in politics, as in theater, the show must go on. And now we witness the anticlimactic next act. Its stars are not as compelling, who would be, but they have potential all the same. There is foremost the mega-rich senator who would be governor. John Corzine says,
"To those to whom much is given, much is expected,"
as he prepares for his big race. But there are Republicans vying to fight him, like firebrand Brett Schundler, Ernest Douglas Forrester, and a cast of thousands. The theme of this drama is money. Who has it, who doesn't, and who's more noble, the haves or the have-nots. Forrester, who unlike Corzine is merely wealthy, says,
"We're going to get outspent in the general election. There's no doubt about it."
And he's not kidding. But Corzine has used his bucks to win the love of political bosses far and wide, and it's worked so far. But it makes you wonder if he's above playing the game or just wiring it to his advantage.
You have to listen to people.
Across the river, Michael Bloomberg is plastering the airwaves as the Democrats duke it out there. They're trying hard to turn his wealth into a liability as well. But as Bloomberg and Corzine can tell you, it hasn't worked against them yet. Privilege has its advantages, no question. On the other hand, it's only the first act.
That's Kurtzman's column for this week.
And on Sunday, John Corzine will be Andrew's guest on Kurtzman and Company. Corzine will talk about his run for the State House and why his 89-year-old mother has suddenly become the talk of the Rays. Tune in to Kurtzman and Company this Sunday morning at 11.
And now we're going to take a quick look at what's coming up on CBS 2 News tonight at 11. Gearing up for a trip this summer, and you cannot be without your best friend. Well, tonight CBS 2 shows you the new long list of travel accessories for pets. Everything from CDs to keep them calm to portable beds to keep them well rested. Tonight we'll show you how to turn your cat or dog into a jet-setting pet. Join us tonight at 11.
And that's CBS 2 News at 6. I'm Mary Calvi. Dana and Maurice are off.
I'm Roz Abrams. Next on the CBS Evening News, more on a new possible side effect in men who have taken Viagra.
Have a good night.
See you at 11.
Good evening, I'm Bob Schieffer. The FDA confirms it's investigating Viagra.
Good again tonight with the Yankees winning. They are now in solo second place in the AL East, just 3.5 behind first place. Baltimore, they are making their move. We'll have Mets highlights as well coming up in sports. A great night for Pedro.
Love it.
And the Mets.
Great, Chris. Thank you.
2 illegal gambling operations are out of business after being raided by New York City police. One, known as the New York Players Club, was located on the Upper West Side in this building at 72nd and Broadway. The second was on West 14th Street. Both locations ran card games, including poker and blackjack. Police seized $5,000 in cash and arrested 39 people.
Federal health officials are now expanding their probe into a possible link between Viagra and blindness. In addition to 38 reports involving Viagra, the FDA is also looking into 4 reported cases with Cialis and 1 with Levitra. A consumer group plans to ask the FDA to add the strongest possible warning, calling a black box to the drug labels. The makers of Cialis updated their label last Friday, warnings of rare cases of blindness. And also, Saudi Arabia's King Fahd is hospitalized in Riyadh tonight, apparently suffering from pneumonia. The nation's news agency quoted an unidentified Saudi source who says the King Fahd's health is good and exams are continuing normally. The Interior Ministry denies reports that an emergency has been declared in the kingdom. Fahd's half-brother, Crown Prince Abdullah, has been de facto ruler since Fahd suffered a debilitating stroke 10 years ago. Abdullah is expected to become king if Fahd should die. Roz?
And still ahead, a sex attack in a local park. But wait until you'll hear who the suspect is and who the victim is.
Also, keeping your pooch pampered on your summer vacation. We will show you how to turn your best friend into a jet-setting pet.
And another day, another surprise development at the Michael Jackson trial. You're going to see it in 60 seconds.
Saving that push for something really important? Chevy Hot Button is here.
Push it real good!
Now use Hot Button bonus to get an 05 Trailblazer LS 4-wheel drive for around $296 a month with Smart Buy financing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details.
Push it good!
See your local Chevy dealer today or visit ChevyOffers.com.
Nothing kicks summer into gear better than fun in the sun, barbecues, and savings at Kohl's Memorial Day sale. You'll find great night owl and early bird specials this Friday and Saturday only. For when you're on the go, there's this portable DVD player and stylish luggage set. You'll also save on summer necessities like Mrs. Capri's, all running shoes, and our entire stock of sunglasses. Both night owls and early birds will get incredible savings at Kohl's Memorial Day sale. Kohl's, expect great things.
In a surprise move, both sides have rested their cases in the Michael Jackson trial. In court today, the prosecution showed jurors a videotape of Jackson's accuser in his first interview with detectives. During the 2003 interview, the boy told police Jackson got him drunk and sexually abused him several times. After the tape was over, defense lawyers decided against calling the accuser or any further witnesses to try and refute the tape.
It's stunning that the last thing that the jury will hear before arguments is this videotape.
Those closing arguments could begin Wednesday.
The vice president of J.P. Morgan Chase is caught with his pants down and now faces some serious sex charges. Monmouth County authorities say that John Kelly jumped out of the woods naked, wearing a condom, and tried to attack a female jogger in Union Beach. The woman happened to be an off-duty police officer.
He approached her in a menacing fashion. She immediately withdrew from her jogging shorts a can of pepper spray and a cell phone and ordered him to halt.
And Kelly was caught after police matched the license plate number with a rental car that he was driving. Kelly is now charged with attempted sexual assault and lewdness. He is being held on $200,000 bond.
And still ahead, talk about a mishap. We will show you how a horse got spooked and took a tumble at a fashion show.
How do you get a murderer off a crane? More on the dilemma that's been baffling cops in Atlanta for 3 days.
And you will not believe how some people are pampering their pets on vacation. We're going to show you next.
Closed caption is brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's moving you forward.
Discover the possibilities of today's Ethan Allen. Introducing the new casuals. Fresh, modern, irresistibly priced. It's Ethan Allen redefined. In stores now.
We're self-made too. One small business at a time is how we've grown. That's why we're incredibly proud of the fact that more small businesses in America bank with us than any other bank. In fact, 1 in 4 small businesses in California have chosen Bank of America. 1 in 5 in the Northwest, 1 in 5 in the Southwest, and 1 in 5 in the Northeast. More small businesses in more places bank with us than any other bank, over 2 million. To us, that's thrilling. Do you know what it means to be able to say that to a small business owner who wants to know that we understand their business? I'm Lori Chevy. I'm a banker, and I'm proud to be part of Bank of America. We know every single small business is unique, so we build the teams, customize the solutions, and offer the most sophisticated tools, advice, and service there is. Small business owners put it on the line every day, and every day we're proud to be in their corner.
Bank of America, higher standards.
First came the award-winning CTS. And now comes STS. Lightning strikes twice. Cadillac, breakthrough.
Visit your local Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer and join the Hot Button event. Residency restrictions apply.
Siemens Furniture wants to thank our customers for 72 great years, so we're offering you a store-wide sales spectacular. Siemens inventory clearance event is this weekend, offering huge reductions throughout our entire inventory. Save 10 to 70% off original retail prices on all living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, leather, wall units, lamps, recliners, accessories, mattresses, even kids' furniture. One of a kind, as is in floor samples at every Siemens. This Memorial Day weekend, see Siemens first and save 10 to 70% off everything store-wide. There's no reason to go anywhere else.
Say, are you planning to hit the road this summer? Well, if you are like a growing number of people, you're going to be bringing Fido along for the ride.
CBS 2's Kirsten Cole shows us some of the must-have travel merchandise for your pet.
That's it.
Whether you're flying to Florida, driving to Decatur, or schlepping to Schenectady, more cats and dogs than ever are tagging along.
This year, we're expecting about 15 million people will take their pet with them on a trip.
That's a 20% increase from last year. The growing number of traveling pets has spawned an industry dedicated to making life cushier for our furry friends.
We spend thousands of dollars a year traveling with Hudson.
Charlotte Reed shells out some serious dough on pet gear, like car restraints, grooming products, food, clothing, even toys and entertainment.
We love to travel with our pet music. It keeps him calm.
So which products are helping fuel the $36 billion pet travel industry? Carriers are a hot commodity, along with portable beds, animal strollers, goggles, even movies with titles like Kitty Goes Fishing. Also popular, items to keep your pet hydrated on the road.
Bottled water is very, very key.
If they make it for a human, they'll make it for a pet.
Bob Viteri is with the American Pet Products Manufacturers Association. He says thanks to all these gadgets, traveling with pets is easier than ever.
It's just a natural thing now to take your pet along.
Airlines are jumping on the bandwagon too. Many, including United and Midwest, now offer frequent flyer miles for pets. And even hotels are offering pet perks.
They have pet sitters. They have masseuses.
Airlines, hotels, so many places are pet friendly. They love having dogs come and stay.
And pet experts say if you're taking your pet to a hotel, it's best not to rely on websites or travel guides. Always call the hotel ahead of time and make sure they'll accommodate both you and your pet. I'm Kirsten Cole, CBS 2 News.
Yo, Rennie on top of the jet. Did you see it?
Ride him.
Everybody wants to know, is this weekend really going to be as wonderful as they're hoping?
Yeah, actually, I think it is. If you like today, I think you'll enjoy the rest of the weekend. We're expecting more of the same type of weather with plenty of sunshine, nice and mild temperatures, and always that chance of an afternoon shower. So you may want to pack that umbrella along in your picnic basket this weekend. How's that sound?
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, just in case you get caught in one of them, folks. Here's a live look, though, at Times Square, where all is pretty quiet right now. We did have a brief shower roll through there earlier this evening, but we should stay dry for the rest of the night. We did have plenty of sunshine today, and that helped warm up temperatures nicely. We made it up to 79 degrees in Central Park, about 5 degrees above the normal of 74, but not quite near the record of 96. Right now, we've cooled off to 61 degrees in the park. Humidity's at 83%. The winds are calm. Area-wide, temperatures are pretty comfortable. We're at 57 up towards Chappaqua, 61 in Ridgewood. Newark is at 65 degrees. And taking a check out towards the east, we're at 60 in Levittown, 54 in Mattatuck, Stamford, Connecticut is coming in with 58 degrees right now. Now, earlier this afternoon, we did have some showers and thunderstorms pop up across northeast Pennsylvania and into the Hudson Valley. None of them were severe, but there were plenty of strong ones that made it through the region. Just some light showers got as far south as the city, and all that wet weather is now moved out towards the east and will stay dry and comfortable for the rest of the night. Tomorrow, more of the same. We'll have plenty of sunshine throughout the day, nice and warm temperatures, but in the afternoon we could see a passing shower or maybe a thunderstorm, and we'll expect a repeat performance as we go into Sunday, as well as we do have these little waves of energy that keep passing through the area, and that's what's helping to spark off the showers in the afternoon. Memorial Day, that will be the best day of the next 3. That will be the driest one, mostly sunny. We're expecting highs then to be in the 70s. Tonight, nice and quiet, partly cloudy, mild, with a low 55 to 60 degrees throughout the area, a little cooler in our far northern suburbs. Tomorrow, more of the same, mix of sun and clouds with an afternoon shower possible, maybe a thunderstorm, but not quite a washout. More of the same on Sunday. Memorial Day looks great, and then our next real wet weather maker comes in on Tuesday, but the holiday weekend will be over by then, so I don't think anyone will mind.
That's what we want.
All right.
Audrey, thank you very much.
We have dramatic video of a mishap at a fashion show.
Yeah, you'll see it coming up next.
Dave's got the always outgoing Drew Barrymore.
I'm not shy, but...
You've proved that.
Charles Barkley and Pitt spends the day with the Yankees tonight.
Roxy?
Yes.
Don't tell me. First paycheck.
Could turn the world on with her smile. Take a nothing day, suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. Each button, every little movement, you show it.
Free checking with direct deposit, online banking, email alerts, and 6,600 ATMs. Chase is here to help you make it. Your choice, your Chase.
When we're choosing governor, I think we ought to look at the record of the candidate.
You know what, Mr. Schundler? We did.
We got the spending down.
No, you didn't. Under you, spending in Jersey City went up $84 million.
We got the property taxes down.
Wrong again. The average property tax bill went up $306.
Folks, if you want property tax reduction, then go with someone who's actually proven it.
Tax bills increased 18%, and your own campaign literature admitted it.
Look at our records.
No wonder your campaign's been described as negative and shallow.
This Memorial Day, get the greatest deals of the season at Levis. Save up to $600 on bedrooms with a bonus nightstand, up to $690 on dining rooms with bonus armchairs, and save up to $400 on sofas, plus more throughout the showroom. Then get 2 years to pay with no down payment, no interest, and no monthly payments. Shop Levitt's Memorial Day sale with special store hours this weekend.
You love it at Levitt.
Fact 1. They come equipped with uniquely advanced VTEC engine technology. Fact 2. All 3 have been rated an excellent value by IntelliChoice. Fact 3. Honda was rated best brand resale value. And if that's not enough, they all come with Honda's reputation for durability. The Element, the Pilot, and the CR-V. Now you can lease a Honda Pilot EX for $279 a month for well-qualified buyers.
It is the third night of a bizarre police standoff with the murder suspect. Carl Edward Rowland has been perched atop an 18-story construction crane in Atlanta since Wednesday. Police are using helicopters and blaring sirens to keep him awake so he won't fall. Rowland has refused offers of food or water, reportedly told construction workers that he's thinking about killing himself. He is wanted in Florida in connection with the murder of his former girlfriend.
Ernie, a frightened horse provided some really scary moments at a fashion show in Peru, and it was all caught on tape. The horse was carrying a model down the show's runway, spooked by photographers' flash bulbs. The horse lost his balance and fell from the stage. Handlers struggled to get the animal under control, while panicked people in the audience took off. By the way, the model who was on the horse was not injured, and we are later told the horse was not hurt either.
All right, that's a good ending to that story. Well, more on the Yankees' latest big win.
But Pedro was spectacular in Miami. Is it enough to get the Mets their second straight? Chris Ragge is next.
Let's see. It looks like an email message from a friend, but whatever you do, don't open it. Tuesday at 11, how messages like these can lead to identity theft. Find out how to tell a real email from a potential ripoff. You got scammed. Tuesday on CBS 2 News at 11.
Still deciding where to take that vacation? I'm Linda Lopez. Saturday morning starting at 6. The hot spots for summer fun on the Jersey Shore.
Plus, textiles, Tony's Table, and your weekend weather. Wake up to CBS 2 News Saturday morning starting at 6.
Sport tune suspension, traction control, ABS. It even comes in a sport wagon and a 5-door. Man, this car sells itself. No offense.
People are getting the message. Mazda's on the move with Mazda 6. Now get a Mazda 6i Sports Sedan for $199 a month for 35 months with $999 due at signing, an optional 36 payment of $92.16. Check out the entire Mazda 6 series at your Mazda dealer now.
Smarter, easier to read pharmacy system. Clear RX from Target, a revolution in pharmacy.
I'd like to say there is no such thing as an odd bag.
The bag is back, and with it, a return to a simpler, more common sense approach to healthcare. And that's making healthcare work.
The 265 horsepower Acura MDX with electronic four-wheel drive. Because you never know what nature might throw at you.
Oh, our Yankees. Go Yankees.
Yes, your Yankees. Very hot tonight, Ernie. They played this one for you. Yanks and the Sox from the Bronx. The first of three Randy Johnson hired for the by the Yankees for nights like tonight to beat Boston. The big unit, 1-1 versus Boston this season. Pick it up 3-1 Sox, and Boston ready to add to it. But wait, Tony Womack, they're going to test his arm, and Tony is on the money. Jorge applies a tag. He is out of there. Same inning. Robinson Cano, great stop up the middle. Johnny Damon going to test Cano's arm, and Johnny Damon is dead to rights. Those are two big outs there. Bottom six, here's Cano. This ties the game at 3, and then, how about this? Wow.
It's gone. See ya. A 3-run home run.
And it's a love fest in the upper tier. Mariano on, and the Rivera curse versus the Sox is over. Save number 12, 6-3 Yanks win it. Randy Johnson now 5-3. The Yanks just 3.5 behind first place Baltimore.
This was a big lift. I mean, Wakefield is so tough on us, and we had a battle, and we made him work hard. Not that, you know, he ever gets tired, but, you know, it was very satisfying.
Especially in a series like this, you want to go out and contribute. You know, Randy pitched a good game. You know, Wakefield pitched a good game, but, you know, we just got one swing that took care of everything.
Randy kept us in the game. He only gave up 3 runs, and fortunately we came up with those big home runs late.
That was big there. After losing 4 in a row, the Mets couldn't think of a better time to blast the Marlins for 12 runs last night and follow it up tonight with Pedro on the hill. Mets-Marlins from Miami. Pedro throwing darts tonight. 8 solid innings. How good were things for the Mets tonight? How about Mike Piazza behind the plate? Well, it's still one Hobson, but gets Juan Pierre. He's out. Still no score in the 4th. Mike Cameron's just doubled, and Cliff Floyd has just knocked him in with extra bases. Cameron 2 for 4. He's batting .378. 7th inning, Pedro, the tying run on 3rd, gets one swinging, gets one looking. 8 innings, 10 Ks, 5 hits, no runs. He improves to 5-1. Bray Loop on to close the deal. Save number 11. Put it in the books. Mets win it 1-0.
Pedro was awesome tonight. You know, typical, you know, vintage Pedro. He just made pitches when he had to. He had a little better velocity tonight. Maybe the warm weather has something to do with that, but he just seemed like he was really geared up and really threw the crap out of the ball.
Whoa, Willie, watch it. Family show here. From earlier tonight, the Cubs' Mark Pryor, injury prone, but no one could absorb this. Wow, 4th inning of today's game with the Rockies. Pryor, listen. Ugh. Off the elbow, left the game, x-rays negative, bruising positive. Yikes. Today, a judge issued a warrant for Plaxico Burris' arrest. Plaxico, who owes taxes from 1998 to 2002, missed a delinquent tax hearing today in Pittsburgh. Today from Paris, another American ousted from the clay courts. Today, 11-seeded Venus Williams, Grand Slamless since 2001. Today, beaten by a 15-year-old from Belgium, Cecil Karankancheva. Williams with 52 unforced errors today, and even she'll tell you that will not get it done. On to the PGA Tour. Justin Leonard with an on-time delivery today at the FedEx St. Jude from Memphis. A 65 to follow up his 62. He's 13 under with a 5-shot lead. Today at the Senior PGA Championship in the King's backyard, Arnie Palmer from Latrobe, PA, back in his home state to make another final stroll up 18. Obviously, the putter still works, too, as you just saw. The Army at full strength to see Mr. Palmer won last Friday. Arnie shot an 86 today to miss the cut, but you know what? Anytime you can see Arnie on a golf course, well worth it. Sunday, the Indy 500 goes to green with one of the best stories to hit the IRL in its history. The woman everyone is pulling for, Danica Patrick. And Danica is not some sentimental favorite. This woman can drive and drive fast. The IRL rookie will start on the inside of the second row Sunday. Today, she clocked the fastest time in practice at the Brickyard.
I did a bit of running by myself just to get a good read on what the gears were like and how the car felt, and it's pretty stuffed. It's not quite like qualifying where there was all that front wheel action that I had, so no, it's much more stable.
And she is a huge story. She also has a CBS connection. Her boss and Team Rahal/Letterman owner is none other than David Letterman, who will be in the pits this weekend. Huge Indy guy, both Rahal and Letterman. And I'll tell you, this is one big story.
Wow.
Danica Patrick.
Danica. Got it. Got it.
Thank you, Chris.
Have a good weekend.
Yep. One last check on the weekend.
Next.
The Chevy Equinox received the highest government crash test ratings. J.D. Power & Associates also ranked it the most appealing entry SUV. Yeah, it's hot. Chevy Equinox, an American revolution.
Now use Hot Button Bonus to get an 05 Equinox LS front-wheel drive for around $259 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for details.
I got customers coming in from four corners of the world. To them, this is the bank of US of A. These are self-made individuals in this neighborhood. We understand that and what that means. They have saved sizable amounts of money that they entrust to us, and they come to us every day for financial advice. Some of these businesses are third generation. Most of them definitely second generation. As any merchant or shop owner, the first bank that would pop up would be Bank of America. I'm Hutchins Hung. I'm a banker, and I'm proud to be part of Bank of America. We're not too big of a bank, even to the smallest business. We still offer them the most sophisticated banking there is in this world. We're proud to be the cornerstone of the neighborhood. So when the neighborhood succeeds, Bank of America succeeds. I always have my breakfast here. Try the rice cake. It's the best in the city.
Bank of America. Higher standards. New Lipton Original Iced Tea is fresh brewed from the finest tea leaves on Earth. Snapple says it's made from the best stuff on Earth. Which would you rather drink? Lipton Tea can do that.
There's no such thing as a cold case. Not to this cop. From Michael Connelly, best-selling author of The Narrows, The Closers, a thriller you'll never forget. Read The Closers by Michael Connelly.
Refine with a passion.
At your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
One more check on the holiday weather. Here's Audrey.
Well, looking good for the weekend, Ernie. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast, we're expecting more of the same type of weather that we had today, with plenty of sunshine both Saturday and Sunday, and that chance of afternoon showers and or thunderstorms, but they'll be quick moving. Monday's the best day. Plenty of sunshine with highs in the mid-70s. Then we have rain on Tuesday, but the weekend will be over by then.
Yeah, so what does it mean? Thanks, Audrey.
All right, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ernie Anastos.
I'm Roz Abrams. The Late Show with David Letterman is coming up next. Who's his guest?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore,
Good.
one of my favorites.
Good night.
Good night.